What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Today we're going to talk about relationship. Another episode of relationships. A lot of people, for some reason, maybe because I've been married 27 years, they hit me up with relationship advice. A lot of times, you guys got to consider the source, man. Will you guys take advice from a broken marriage, someone that's been, jumping and hopping around from relationship to relationship? Nah, man. People think that, oh, that's wisdom. No, that's stupidness. That's people that don't understand that they are the problem. Obviously, if you keep breaking up with the individual, with your partner, there's a problem. If you don't fix yourself, you are the problem. It's not the other person. The grass is not always greener in the other side. It's what people don't get. Thinking that throwing in the towel is gonna solve the problem. Nah, if you haven't solved you, then you're just gonna keep doing the same thing. And that's where people are like, oh, I've been married 5 times, I know a little something. Nah, you don't know jack shit. You don't know how to hold a relationship. You don't know how to keep a relationship. Straight facts, So obviously you would want to reach, out and seek help, with the individual that actually holding their family strong. Because check it out, it's not rainbows. Relationships, it's not all a fairy tale of like just, happily ever after. Nah, man, it's a roller coaster. But it's learning how to deal with it, learning how to, communicate, with your partner. It's about understanding. It's about patience. My relationship ain't all rainbows. Like I said, I go, up and downs, days that are good, some are bad, sometimes, their emotions get in the way. They kick off a fight, they kick up a dispute, some that just as simple as not throwing the trash, not picking up after your mess. Some stupid that kicks it off. They're irritated, they're pissed off. You walk in pumped up, all like in a good mood, coming from the gym. Now that's a bother to them because they're not feeling good. There's a lot of scenarios. So it's about learning, understanding, and waiting for that situation to happen. How are you going to address it? A lot of us were reactive. We've been programmed to react right in the moment. Something triggers you right away. You didn't like how they talked to you. You didn't like how they came about. You didn't like what they said to you. They didn't like that. Hey, they told you again, or they brought up the past. Because sometimes a lot of the females, fuck, man, their emotions go crazy, man. They'll bring shit back up, and throw it at you, and they haven't healed themselves. It's about the healing process. A lot of us don't understand that you got to heal yourself so you could let a lot of shit go. Bringing up the past doesn't fix nothing. You're creating problems. We do that to ourselves. So it's about being aware of what we're doing. And if you've been working on yourself, if you've been, trying to forgive, doesn't mean that the other individual is in the same page. And that's when the problems happen, because they'll bring you back, they'll drag you back up. And then you start, getting frustrated. You start getting impatient. You start getting mad. That's one of the problems that a lot of people don't know how to cope, how to navigate through life with forgiveness. People don't want to let shit go. People want to bring shit back up. Any little argument, they want to bring the past. That shit is only going to create a bigger problem. If you want, a peaceful marriage, a successful marriage, a lot of us have to let go of the past. You gotta learn to forgive not only yourself, the other individual, past relationship, past experience that you had, whether you got burned, whether you got cheated on, whether you got done wrong. You gotta let that shit go, because all that shit will surface back up, and that's when you start throwing it on your new relationship. You'll start bringing it up on the new relationship that you're building, that you're trying to build, that you think that, oh, you know what, this is the one. But if you haven't healed yourself yet, any little frustration, any little dispute, any little argument, you're going to bring back the past. That cycle continues. You're projecting already what had happened to you before. See, our mind's like a movie projector. If you don't clean it, if you don't start shifting the way you think, if you don't start reprogramming your story, your life, or the life that you would want, that cycle will continue. You will start bringing back the past into the present, which ain't gonna help you at all. All those hurtful, you know, things that you had in the past, all those emotions that you had in the past, whether it was an old relationship that you got burned, you got dealt, you know, you got dealt with a lot of, you had to deal with a lot of problems. You had to put up with a lot of shit. A lot of times, you start bringing that back and thinking that that's going to be this relationship as well. So you have that, that response, that reaction right away, like, oh man, nah, it's not gonna happen this time. So see what I'm saying? You're predicting already. You're predicting what's gonna happen. And a lot of times we jump the gun. A lot of times we create scenarios that haven't happened, that ain't gonna happen, that, that's not even your partner's intention, but you're creating it here because you haven't cleaned, what's up here. You haven't forgave yet. You're still projecting what happened to you in the past on your new relationship and that individual that probably has nothing to do with it. Those ain't his intentions. What you have, it's just that you haven't forgave yourself. You haven't forgave the other person. So you can't move on like that. A lot of people don't understand that it starts with forgiveness. For you to have a better relationship, for you to have a healthier relationship, you got to drop the past. You got to heal whatever happened in the past. You got to heal whatever, got done to you in the past. A lot of people, they say, oh, I forgive, but don't forget. Well, that's not forgiveness because you're still holding that little piece of resentment. You're still holding that little piece of grudge. Oh, it's like, yeah, I'll forgive, but I don't forget. Nah, it has to be completely because that shit will surface back up. When somebody's trying to do the same thing that, was done to you. Those past events will come back into the future. You'll bring it back up. Your thoughts will bring it back up. That's just the response that we have. That's the reaction that we have when you don't let go. A lot of relationships, that's what happens. They go downhill because of the past. They don't fucking want to let it go. And sometimes your new relationship has nothing to do with it. You should start finding little pieces of like, your old relationship, and you start connecting the dots thinking that that's exactly what's going to happen. So now what you're doing is just projecting a bad outcome, which 99% of the time it ain't going to happen. You got to learn to be better, to have better communication skills, understanding, patient, and this goes both ways, both parties. It takes two to tango, like I said, man. Whenever someone comes and ask for advice, I'm like, hey, hold up, man. There is no victim here because it takes two. What's the reason? Why did this happen? Why did she do that? Why did he do that? There's always a reason why it led to, a breakup or somebody saying, fuck it, I'm done. I'm out of here. There's always a reason. So let's not victimize here. There's no such thing as victimizing because when we look in that accountability mirror, you will find your answers. Once you're honest with yourself, you start finding your answers and a lot of truth about you. And a lot of times, you played a big role on why this happened or why that marriage didn't work. So let's pay attention to what we're doing, what we're projecting in our head that's not suiting us, that's not going to benefit us. So that's one of the quick tips that I have here for you guys. I could go on and on and on. This is what I do every day. I get hit with these questions because it's running rampant right now. It's always been, but it seems like now, like, it's more and more where like everybody doesn't want to deal with nobody no more. They don't want to put up with nobody's shit. Nobody wants to choose peace over, everybody wants to be right. Nobody wants to choose peace. And it's as simple as, man, do you want this relationship to work or not? A lot of times, like I tell my people or whoever I'm giving advice to, even if you're wrong, even if you're right, a lot of times, damn, man, just let them be. Let them win. They're not in the right state of mind. You're not gonna get through them if they're not in the right state of mind. If their mind's fucking tripping, you just gotta tell them, I don't want to argue. Fuck, man, let's move on. Let's fucking have a good day. That right there will start. They'll start thinking a lot different when you don't respond and react in a certain manner. Because obviously, eventually, their conscience is going to tell them, now, you know what? I came out of character. I fucked up. I kicked it off. but our reaction plays a big role. So let's start learning to be more responsive on that situation than reactive, because when you respond you think about what you're going to say before you say it. When you react, a lot of times, oh man, it bites us in the ass. We regret what we say, and that right there could lead to a major breakup, a lot of disrespect, a lot of shit that you regret saying later. So let's check that, man. Let's work on that. Let's work on better responding better than reacting. Let's run it. Hope this video helped. Let's go.